Hey everybody, welcome back to another episode of Teaching Tips Tuesday. This format is a little bit different, obviously. This is our first live recorded TTT, so thank you so much for being with us. Today we have Ricky Lynn Layer and Annie Zanger. Tell us a little bit about your titles.
Again, my name is Ricky Lynn Layer, and I'm an O&M specialist and also a CVRT.
My name is Ann Zanger, and I am exclusively an orientation mobility specialist.
And we are at the SOMA conference currently being held in Tampa, Florida, and I just witnessed an excellent presentation from these two about PLCs, which stands for Professional Learning Communities. Can you tell us a little bit about what a PLC is functionally?
Well, a PLC is a group of people that meets together, that learns together and tries to grow together with the outcome hopefully being improving student performance.
Excellent. And I understand that you both started your own PLC for O&Ms in Michigan. What was the process of getting that on the road?
So the process of that was really Ricky Lynn reaching out to me and saying, I am interested in starting this group, and I would really like to be more connected with each other. Our population within the state is pretty dispersed. I would like to be able to get kids together to do group lessons and just become better as a professional.
So you have this idea in mind. How do you contact all the O&Ms in your state?
Well, in Michigan, we're really lucky because we have a VI Michigan listserv. So almost every professional in the state of Michigan that works with students or adults who are blind or visually impaired has access to our listserv. So we're really lucky. We sent an invitation out on our VI listserv thinking it was going to be crickets. No one's going to respond. Sent that out on a Friday, like during Christmas break or something. And by Monday morning, when I opened my email, we had 27 responses of people that were really, really interested, which amazed me. In Michigan, we only have like 120 certified O&M specialists. So that was a 20% response. And we were kind of blown away that there were other people feeling like we feel.
Right, that definitely demonstrates a need. Certainly, they had that many people that saw it and were like, absolutely. I mean, now that they saw it on a weekend and thought that they needed to respond, that is exceptionally impressive. So you got these responses, you had the people who were ready to do it. How did you find a space to meet?
Well, location was really, really important to us. So we tried to find a central location for everyone in the Lower Peninsula of Michigan to be able to meet. And we wanted a place that was free, that had free parking, that we could reserve, that had walkable restaurants. And so we really sought out, we did a fair amount of research on the libraries in the local area, and we settled on one in just south of Lansing.
When I first thought of this, I did not even consider the geography of it. I mean, Michigan's a pretty good sized state. So finding a place that people would be willing to drive to was probably a substantial difficulty. So now you've got that place, people are starting to show up. How do you come up with your structure, your procedure to have these meetings be as impactful as possible?
So I came up with an agenda for the first meeting and it ended up working really, really well. We use that agenda for all meetings now. The only thing that we change is we have a deep dive at every meeting. So it's a little over an hour long where we get into some subject in depth that people in the group have said that they need to learn more about. And then we change the icebreaker every meeting. Every other meeting, it's exactly the same. We only change these two things. We try to keep the bar low. And we always stress this is not the Ann and Ricky Lynn show. So bring your knowledge, bring what you have to the group, and the group belongs to the group.
Were there any structural safeguards you needed to put in place just to keep the meeting running efficiently?
So our agenda does list times that we're going to spend this much time on this subject, this much time on this subject. But one of the things that we developed as a group is we wanted to make sure that this was really a solution-focused group. We're not all here to complain. We really want to find solutions to problems that we're experiencing within the field.
Excellent. You also told an incredible story of how you took, how many kids was it on your airplane trip?
I want to say it was 13 kids and 7 instructors.
Yeah, so from all over the state of Michigan on a plane ride, all together.
Yes.
I mean, just think about the O&M, think about the ECC, like it. I've heard about people doing just like quick trips to the airport to like get past TSA, do the security stuff. This is the first time I had heard about anyone actually getting on a plane just as a lesson. And then you got to go into another city, do O&M there. I mean, I could not believe that you were able to pull that off. And I bet a huge part of that was avoiding any of that naysaying in the early process. Like, yes, it's hard, but the JFK who said we don't do these things because they are easy, but because they are hard, if I'm not mistaken. And do you think that would have been possible if this PLC did not exist?
Absolutely not.
Mm-mm.
And one of the things that we're committed to doing is a big group lesson. So all the PLC members are welcome to come, and any students that they think are appropriate for that lesson come. So we have a big group lesson every fall and every spring. And the first group lesson that we decided to try was this airport thing, and
This is your first attempt.
yeah,
That's crazy.
we were strangely thinking that was going to be easy. I don't know why, but once we got it rolling, it really was fantastic. And Anne did this fantastic lesson. We got access to everything in the airport except an airplane. And when I found out we weren't going to have access to an airplane, and we're all about, we want our kids to have these real world experiences. We want them to not just learn this stuff. We want them to actually have the real world experience, have that positive outcome from the work that you did learning all these skills. So yes, getting them on the airplane was, we really thought there were going to be roadblocks on the way, but we got high fives from administrators. We had no trouble whatsoever getting a little grant to cover the tickets, and it just was a fantastic. It's so much fun for all of us.
We really wanted to move our kids from concept development to hands-on applicable skill sets.
Now, what would you tell all those TBIs and O&Ms who are out in the community and they're only one in their district, only one in their huge geographic area, they're that isolated island? What is the one thing you would tell them to help them get together?
Find your friend.
Yeah, that's exactly what I
Yeah.
said.
Find your friend. Find that person that you know you can depend on, that is solution focused, that will put the work in with you, because it's really not that much work. But you do have to find somebody that is willing to help you. I don't think that we would have gotten this off the ground individually.
Absolutely not. And we stressed that during our presentation was find your friend, find your friend. We did this presentation on the PLC, not thinking everyone's going to run out and create their own PLC. But we say, if you do nothing more than take that one step to reach out to a colleague that maybe you haven't worked with before, maybe you have, but make that connection between you and the colleague, and then make those connections between your students and their students. Absolutely, you're going to find it's worth it, and the students absolutely.
Yeah. Even if it's just one group lesson.
Yep,
That jump from 0 allies to 1 ally
exactly.
is huge. All right, well, I have one question that I ask all of my guests, and that is, what is your favorite part of your job?
The favorite part of my job is doing different things every day.
Mhm.
I'm not in the same place. I'm not working on the same skill. It's really the variety.
Excellent.
My favorite part of the job right now is this PLC. Getting together with other professionals. I'm so used to working by myself. I'm the only one in my county, and I leave those meetings just so energized and back to loving O&M the way that I did when I first started out. So.
Well, that is so good to hear. All right, well, thank you so much for doing this very new style of Teaching Tips Tuesday. I appreciate it very much.
Thank you.
And thank you so much to everybody at home for watching another episode of Teaching Tips Tuesday. We hope to see you next week.